So for those of you who have never used a wood-burning stove, wood-burning furnace, the main ways these cabins are heated, they come in different varieties and everything, but the basic is you make a fire inside. Now, they're much more efficient if they have a pipe, because there's more pipe to conduct heat. This is an older cabin, so there are no flues, because usually the first thing you want to check is to make sure the flue is open or closed to give the smoke access to the chimney. This one does not have a flue. Air intake is done with these things. You unwind them for more air to come in, so when it is closed. Now, as far as the inside of it, well, this one is just basically a nice big area. It's one of the bigger areas I've seen. So we want to make a fire. Now, in this case, I'm going to do it with a fire starter. Just a really simple, compacted wood fire starter. Now, fires have three needs. They need oxygen, they need fuel, and they need heat, which is why it is harder to cook and harder to start fires in colder weather, because heat is actually one of the necessities of having a fire. The nice thing about fires is they produce heat, so as they get hotter and hotter, you will have less trouble. So, airflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two smaller sticks in there like that, so that I can put my starter right there. Now there's air underneath it. Now, I am then going to place one chunk of wood behind it. Now I will put another chunk of wood in front of it after I get the fire started. So all we're doing is airflow. Now, one of the big things important about is preparation. So I've already got my small twigs, I've got my slightly larger twigs, I've got kindling, and of course I've got firewood. All accessible, all cut to the size I need, and all dry. So now it's just a matter of starting the fire starter. I'm going to use a match, simple little match technique, and let's get that sucker started. Now, once it's started, I'm going to, ooh, it's a little hot there. Just want it on the wood like that. Now I'm going to put the second piece of wood here. So I've got airflow. Then I'm going to take a whole bunch of these little twigs and put them on top. This will allow the fire to burn up to it using the fire starter. Now, if I wasn't using a fire starter, I could use paper, I could use toilet paper, paper towels, I could, use smaller twigs. Lots of ways to get the fire going. But this is the way I'm going to show you, because if you have a fire starter. So if you don't have a fire starter, toilet paper, paper towel. Just don't crunch it up too tight. So you can see the fire starter is going to burn itself, and the flame is going up to the twigs. Yeah, one more little twig. Now, the next step is I will just put slightly larger twigs. Now, because of the base I have underneath this with the solid wood, we're not going to have to worry about it collapsing upon itself, which is a big thing right now. Now, like all things, you're going to initially get some smoke in and out because it has to work its way where there's enough heat. So, in this case, what I'm going to do is close it up a little bit, force that smoke up the chimney. Let's get this closed. There we go. We're just going to close it up a little bit because we don't want to smoke out the place. Now, this particular one is designed where the chimney stack is going up. You can actually see the pipe there. It's going up, and then it has inside, it forces a lot of the hot air this way. But however, it's a very inefficient furnace compared to a lot of the ones you're going to come across. But I'm just trying to show you how to get it going. So let's look at some of the key components. Make sure the flue is open. This one does not have a flue, not worried about it. Make sure your air intakes are open so that the fire or the flame you're making can get oxygen. Prep work. Have everything prepared. I showed you how to start this thing with a fire starter. It's just as easy to start it, almost the same concept. So now we can open this up again. Most of the smoke is now being forced out, so the smoke is not coming into the place. And then from this point, I can start, because this one's so big, I can almost use a campfire technique and start TPing it. Personally, because of the ledge system I use, I will have enough strength that I can stack still, which is what I'm going to do. Now I'm just going to larger pieces. There we go. Excellent. And then as it burns, I will continue to go to larger and larger pieces. But now you can see the smoke is staying in. The heat is actually pulling the smoke out the chimney the way the airflow, until right there, a little bit came out. But this is how it works. That's how you do it. Take care.